Hey everybody, Peter here with Forte Trader. Happy Father's Day. It's June 21st, 2020. And so I came up with an idea on spread trade for December wheat, December corn. It's not necessarily a suggested or recommended trade by any of the platforms out there like Season Algo or whatever you got those other guys. This is more of a something I built together, putting spreads together on a scanner and maybe looking for things that have like really far standard deviations, like above two. And then I'll break it down and I'll look at technical and relativity. So I want to kind of go through that with you guys. There's a few ways people trade spreads. One is fundamental, the other is technical, and the other is seasonal. And seasonal is the way I started getting introduced to them, and then I brought my technical skill back into it. Um, be honest with you, the more skills you add, it kind of actually will sometimes make you think twice and think out of a trade. So you got to try not to add too much stuff, because then lastly is fundamental, right? And fundamental, the only thing I kind of look is forward looking is precautionary. I mean, you are understanding that geopolitics or weather is gonna really skew your spread, bottom line, and you just can't predict any of that. So I don't mess with that. I just try to not be a part of any of that. And so I use a technical and a seasonal approach, mostly technical now, and I'll use season algo again to like look for these extremes, and then I'll dig in deeper. So the first chart, and I want to bring this up because I'm going to show you guys something on season algo in a bit here, is that it can get risky the way you look at it. Okay, like here we look like we have a December wheat at a bottom support area all time to corn. Okay, and that there's a chance that this thing can obviously move up. Now here's the deal on this: is what I've learned is if we don't look back further on these two, just like you would on charts, more stuff can come up. Okay, so you got to be a little bit, uh, you got you got to work this a little bit deeper. If I put up a spread chart on TradingView, on just line charts like relativity trades, which is the way some other professionals trade, there's price versus price is expensive to what? Expensive versus the other one is inexpensive, right? If I look at an hourly chart all the way up to even a 4-hour chart, it reflects to me the orange line here, which is corn, is much more expensive than wheat. Okay, so I might want to take that approach and say, okay, this is kind of like giving me some confluence here. Well, first thing, maybe not here on Sunday evening grain open. I don't like the volume in it, but maybe on Monday is take a look at this market and take a stab at long wheat, short December corn. Mind you, too, there's corn traders that are doing old crop, new crop with this month, so there's going to be some concern there. So I'm kind of just trying to see what's worth. And the old crop, new crop, almost looked like looking at that today. The carry on it was kind of already at like a midpoint, so it's kind of like it didn't look like it was a timely entrance or opportunity to talk about. So there's a few things there. So if I pull up, let me see what it is I wanted to actually pull up. There's another way I wanted us to pull this up to you guys and let you know. Oh, here we go. Let's look at support resistance on the actual spread. If I build this up here on a daily, let me move this around, guys. One moment. Oh, okay, I know what I wanted to do. Excuse me. This is ZW, and I want to go ahead and just build the spread. ZC 2020. And now we have that same area where we see here on this season algo chart, right? Okay, we're looking at season algo chart. If you're not looking at another chart, you see good support here in the 149s, 150s. Same thing here. Okay. Now, was this area being a good support, which once was a resistance, it broke out, bounced off, it wasn't as strong. Support came back through, and it became a support again. It was resistance a couple of times, and then it's been support once, possibly twice. This is where I want to keep my eye open. And the reason, guys, got to be really careful and keep your eye open on these is these are expensive spreads to take on. Okay, for small accounts, it can blow you out real quick. You have to be very careful. Now, grains is only $50 a point, but when you combine inner products like this and they move, they can really hurt. Okay, it can hurt your bottom line, your wallet, because Again, 1 point here, $50. It can make a move drastically against what you want, and so you have to have your risk reward prepared. Okay, this is not just for anybody. It's a great idea, especially for some bigger accounts. It's a great opportunity to make a few grand if you're right. So what I want to maybe just do is give it to the business day tomorrow here and really see if this thing is going to hold up. Now it might turn around and I might miss it, but that's just part of doing business here because this zone is already here. But if you use other methods, like if you're a stochastic or RSI person, you'll see that there's not even much divergence happening yet to the long side. I don't see it here on stochastic. And this pretty cool trend indicator deal that I made, one of my first things I was able to code with, is still showing, um, our shorter time frame is slowly turning, but our higher time frame is still pointed bias to the short side. So I want to kind of just watch this area tomorrow. It's an idea. I'm sending this out and I'm putting this on YouTube and I'm emailing my subscribers, my direct people, that this is a good idea. Why when you're using season algo it might fool you? Make sure you turn the length up as much as possible. If I did turn this length on 2 year and hit build again, it'll show me kind of what we were seeing on these charts, right? We were seeing price at these bottoms before. So just make sure at least you just get a little wide scope of the things real quickly before you just make a decision by looking at what they offer you by default. Oh, this is a time to buy. I think it's a great opportunity. But you just got to remember if I take this and use the calculator tool in here and measure this move up, this is about a almost $3,500 move. Any slight chance that this thing breaks down here, you could lose almost like $500. 10 points real quick can happen. So I want to keep my eye on this as an opportunity. This is a really good spread, I think. And because also look at this too, guys. If I go back to here, and let me just do this ZWZ 2020, and let's look at the comparison chart on the shorter time frames up to 4 hour. We still are very cheap on wheat compared to corn, right? But corn, if you look at it itself, is at a bottom. You can't overanalyze because it'll trick you out of a trade, and I've been guilty for doing it myself. But let me increase this and put this on a daily. Boom, now it's the other way around. Isn't that kind of odd? So you're looking at a shorter goal. What's your goal? Shorter time frame, especially because these are expensive things to trade, at the kind of range they can make, right? Is really ideally 4 hour, 2 hour, 1 hour, my shorter time frame. I'm looking to see if corn can meet in the middle somewhere with wheat or they trail together. But I want to hedge that position as one product trade. And how you can do that, if you, I have a video on YouTube where I showed you guys how to download the span margin calculator from Chicago Mercantile Exchange. A little bit pain in the butt, but once you get it down, it's an awesome, simple system to use. And by the way, there's little zip files you have to download from the CME daily. You can download them to get your intraday and then your settled margin prices. Okay, so you don't have to ask anybody. You don't have to rely on brokerages. You can just rely on yourself and come in here and you can build out the spread. So this spread normally is about $900 per grain. Combining them two together is a 1090 as of Friday settled price is a $1,090 to carry this spread. And this thing looks like it's easy to use, and it is, but initial install and instructions a little bit pain in the butt. Follow the video I have. I don't think a lot of people even have videos on this online showing how to use this. Follow my video on YouTube on how to download and use the span margin calculator from the CME. It's amazing. Once you get it down, you don't have to be wondering anything. I had a span margin issue several weeks ago on a different wheat trade that was interproduct, Kansas City versus Chicago. Same deal. We had a span issue there at the brokerage, and I was able to speak to the desk manager and say, I'm looking at my tool. It's a $660 spread. And they were able to fix it. They knew they had a glitch in their system that was asking for thousands of dollars more. And I didn't want to put that up. So for numerous reasons. So anyways, so think a little bit wide, but think also short term and smart and probability wise, okay? And then think about your account too and your risk. So I'm using multiple ways to technically look at this and confirm that obviously, corn is more expensive than wheat at the moment. Wheat. I tend to not pronounce. You will say, "Are you saying weed? Weed?" No, wheat. Real quick here now, back to our Futures Plus side of our platform. Of course, I got Sim on. Um, Somebody was asking how to build these things. I'm gonna right click and remove this tab real quick. Real quick, guys, when you're looking for an inner product deal, and I go up here, like I'm searching for, where did my thing go? One moment. I'm gonna go up here. Okay, I'm gonna type ZW. It's gonna start popping up the product, and then I'm gonna go. It'll give you in the red arrows. Okay, it will. The outrights will always be in these blue timing things. The spreads themselves, if they're available in inner product recognized by the exchanges, are in this red squares that have arrows up and down. It's a spread symbol, and basically then ZW, and here's corn. And you clearly see it, ZW/ZC. Click on it, and oops, you know what? I want to do it this way. I don't want it to open in its own market ladder deal. I want to do it here. So I'm going to add here. That's what I was looking for. ZW corn. Bam. I'm going to hit OK. Now it's permanently here in my space. And then just make sure you hit this little save thing and save it. So it's always there. Okay. And however you chart this thing, but it's still showing to the downside move, but we see this, little candle here that's reversing, and this is on a on a daily chart. This is the best I can get it in candle format, and I use moving averages for a lot of things. I'm a moving average guy. I don't. That's just what I like. You can right click these columns real quick and fit them all. And December is right here. There you go. Clearly right there. Your ladder will pop up. When the market's open, all the volume will come in. Okay, Futures Plus doesn't leave any volume on the table here for you to see when the markets are closed. 7 p.m. Central, Sunday it'll open up. These volume will start coming in slowly. Okay, in through London session, they'll start piling this in, and so we got to see what's going to happen here on this. Do I want to go long or short? We're at a really good area to make a decision. Okay, so just an idea, guys, I want to share with you. I hope you enjoy relativity trading using spreads, taking advantage of span margin, and also utilizing broker platforms like TradeStation Futures Plus to put on the spread and take advantage of that span margin, and then pretty much you can put your orders straight up on the dome as relative trade. One trade in, one trade out. Okay. Hope you guys enjoy. Take care now and good luck with this trading. Again, I'm not promising anything, making any financial promises, guys. Keep always in mind the disclosures down here, okay? And the fact that this is no guarantee that I'll be taking this trade. I'm gonna watch it. This all I'm doing right now is watching this thing tomorrow, see what kind of move it's trying to make on this level. I want to watch this. Let me add this back here. Let me add the spread. That's your spread. Support resistance lines. And I want to watch this area, kind of, and hopefully don't miss anything because it could be a really good reward for the week. You make a nice move up here to the 175, 180s. Or it breaks down and you chase it down more down here. Anywhere even midpoint here, it's going to be a really nice reward for the week for yourself to get yourself started on the trading week. So, all right, guys, have a good rest of your evening over here. Take care.